What is going on, guys? Fighting Game Selectors here. We are back again to talk about some Street Fighter 6. And we are here once again with iDom. iDom, what is good, dude?
What's up? How's everyone doing?
We are doing great. I will hope everybody's doing great. It's a new year, so you know new year, new me means, man. 2025, new year, new me, new changes for Street Fighter 6. We're going to go ahead and talk about this patch, man. I want to go ahead and ask, man, did this patch really change anything?
So the patch that just happened is pretty interesting because I feel like there was a lot of changes for characters that helped a little bit, not like too much. I feel like Kimberly was probably the main one that actually got meaningful buffs. I mean, if you give any character a disjointed hurt box on one of their best pokes is, you know, going to matter a lot. But for Manon and like Jamie, I don't feel like the buffs were too impactful in my opinion. I think more of the nerfs were more impactful than the buffs that happened during the update. I think Cammy's nerfs hurt more than people want to, you know, give credit for. Obviously, she could still just do low forward drive rush and then throw loop you. But I do think, you know, Cammy not side switching off her DP, Ed's back sway kill rush move.
Honestly, I think the crouch and light kick was the biggest nerf.
Oh yeah, that too.
That not comboing itself on counter hit, I think it's like that was the okay Capcom.
Yeah. It was more so the reward that you got off of going into that, because you know.
Yeah, because of the EX, but that's the thing. They nerfed the light kick, crouch and light kick, and they nerfed the punches. They nerfed all of that. They were like, I was like, dang. So we got no safe EX moves. Okay.
I mean, that move was it was broken. The dream combo that came after was really the main like problem point, but it was the dream combo with like how much dry meter you're taking and the amount of dry meter the Ed player would get for doing the combo. Yeah, the combo was sick, but you know, gets kind of old after seeing it for the 1000th time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was cool and fun and dreams until everybody woke up and it was still doing it.
It was a cool dream combo, but then everyone starts having the same dream. And then at that point, it's like, oh man, we're all dreaming about the same thing. That's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? I think Ryu buffs actually changed him a little bit too. Like donkey kick being just right off the rip, just good like that is really good. You know, like I think Bison got good changes. Like it really feels like to me, and I talked to a lot of people, and like now I want to kind of hear your take on it. It really feels like they took away a lot of the brain dead stuff.
That was kind of the main thing. I guess they really aren't trying to keep so much brain dead stuff aside from like system mechanic related stuff. But like for Bison's head stomp, I know like they added a hurt boss, but it was really good and really scrubby, so it didn't help like. It wasn't easy to stop for a lot of players, so I think that was a good change. You say they wanted to get rid of brain dead stuff, but they also gave Ryu, you know, heavy donkey kick being safe now. So,
but you know why they did that, right? You know, because he's a quote unquote honest footsie.
Yeah, all these,
you know, he's honest, respectable, and it's another thing we talked about too, man. You know, he's one of the big three of the most popular played characters. You know, Ken, Akuma, and Ryu. They all have a safe move that they can just throw out and not get punished.
As these Ryu players, the Shoto players would always tell you, yo, man, I'm playing the honest character. I know what I'm doing. You know, I made Ryu. I'm playing honest. I play Kai, bro. I can't do anything.
I can't do anything. Yeah, I'm playing honest, respectable ground game. Video game neutral.
They'll be if I'm beating you with just mids and throws, you're bad or something.
Yeah, you're bad. It's your fault. It's your fault that you're standing up getting hit by lows.
For like the Kimberlys and the Manons, Kimberly's change is actually really good because like her disjointed heavy punch is actually incredibly hard to stop. Like looking at like the hitbox and the hurt box for that new move, it's actually kind of insane. I don't know what they were cooking. I don't know who at
Fisher Price.
Yeah, I'm not even. I like Kimberly. I think Kimberly's a cool ass character. I don't know what they were doing with that buff.
They were trying to get people to play her. That's what it felt like. It felt like they ran out of ideas and was like, yo, maybe what if we just give her this? She's actually really fun to play too.
Yeah, she was like during the beta when I was playing Kimberly, she was like the one character I was like, wait, she's actually kind of sick. Like I was actually having a lot of fun playing Kimberly before, because before I was playing Jury and I was falling asleep mid made a game. But jury, I'm telling you, I'm the biggest jury hater in this game. And the Manon change to me, while it is really good, I do think I'm not gonna complain about getting more meter. I definitely think it was I'm winning with 5 medals, so here's more meter. But at the same time, if I already got 5 medals, I was probably winning anyway. So
right.
What is that really helping kind of thing?
Yeah, it was just like, yo, maybe you should end the game faster here.
Yeah, exactly. like oh,
like here.
I think they give you more meters so you could do more reversal supers or more like wake up supers just to try to get your opponent off of you. But that helps. But at the same time, it's like I wouldn't want the meter for that. I feel like if you gave me like, I don't know, more plus frames or like better Oki if I had more medals, then it would be like, oh, this is meaningful, and getting medals would be impactful. But now it's still like,
bro,
oh well, I guess I'll just take the meter and then do a random super or something.
Bro, that'd be crazy if like she gets like level 3 and she gets Oki after.
Yeah.
Oh my god, them throws are gonna be so stressful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You better win before you get to level 3 or something.
Yeah, dude. Cause I think at that point you could do like dash up, regular throw, and like mix it up.
Funny you bring this up. I think a cool way to actually make her more unique would be like, if you get a hit, she'll get Oki on like medals 3 through 5. But if you get knocked down, she'll lose a medal, and then like you're just kind of playing like a back and forth, like a seesaw of like trying to get your medals back or trying to keep your medal count high.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be sick. Actually, overall, I just think like they did such a good job. Like even though they said it was supposed to be minor, it was very huge. It was very like game changing for a lot of characters. A lot of characters that were at the top of the top are no longer there. Every character got changes too. I feel like some character changes didn't really mean much, but they got it, so it looks cute on the paper on paper. But as far as like the nitty gritty of it, I feel like it impacted the game quite a bit.
I think the Geef changes were kind of the really big one that kind of impacted the game, because not being able to jump cancel on SBD is actually so huge, because like that's not even Geef, that's the game. Like being able to take out jump canceling from the game is something so that I didn't think it was possible. Like I guess from being the player or being a fighting game player, I didn't think you could take away jump canceling out the game. I thought it was just there. I thought that was just like, hey, this is just how fighting games work. So I think Geef losing that was actually kind of huge. Like now he could get throw looped in. Geef just like the rest of us now. Geef could get throw looped in. I don't have to worry about taking 40% because Geef did some, frame perfect.
Some magic.
Some magic trick. And I just lose like 40% off of SVD or something. So I think that one was actually kind of big too.
They obviously want throws to be the nitty gritty of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it makes sense. Like even a 12-year-old can throw loop somebody, right? They want it to be where anybody can feel confident by throwing somebody. They are removing any little tricks or any alakazam, alakadabra type energy to make sure that you have to be just like everybody else.
Yeah, you gotta be in the vortex. Yeah, you could be Punk or Tokido, you could be Johnny Donuts at the gas station. We're all guessing for throw loops. There's no trick behind it.
Is there any thoughts particular that you have overall with this patch? Would you say this is a 10 out of 10?
The patch with Terry was better in my opinion, just because I was so surprised when that minor patch, even if it didn't buff a lot of characters, the patch with Terry was I was more excited for, because nobody was expecting it. When they said this minor patch was coming, and then like the patch was very minor. Like this was, I think like the tier list is still like relatively the same, minus like maybe like 3 or 4 characters, maybe move. Like I said, in my opinion, I think Ryu got better, Kimberly got better, and Ed and Cammy got worse, and that's kind of the main thing. I think the patch was good. It's definitely a step in the right direction. It's better than last year where we didn't get any patches at all. But I don't think it changed that much of the meta, or like the games are going to be played any differently. Like you still watch the same game and see like, oh well, button in the driver was kind of killed him.
The only reason why I kind of like this patch is that I feel like everybody was gonna go in with like one game plan already that they kind of already had at the beginning of season 2, and I feel like it changed drastically. Ed players, like I feel like they tried their best to like make it where people are going to be playing different characters for the Capcom Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Do you think that this change alone is going to actually get people to like actually play different characters?
I don't know. I don't think anyone would want to switch off their characters, even if you're like a Cammy or an Ed player. I don't think anyone's gonna switch off their characters before Capcom Cup, because like you already invested a lot of time into the characters, and like I said, they weren't. I wouldn't say any character went from like Nash season 1 to season 2 Street Fighter 5. That's a big nerf. But
yeah,
like in this scenario, like I said, Cammy went from what, like top 5 to like top 8, and then Ed went from like top 5 to like top 10.
8?
Yeah, top 10, top 8. It's still not that it's not that significant in my opinion.
But you do think that the Terry patch
is a
little bit better than
I think the Terry patch was actually kind of cool, because like that was like Capcom being in the dark. No one knew that was gonna happen. It was just like, oh, here's some mysterious patch, and we buff Luke and DJ and JP. I was like, oh, wait a minute, where did that come from?
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like I do like the fact that of that excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh shoot, we got changes. Like no one knew it either. People were just like, yo, like what the heck? Like this happens now?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Even if it was just like 3 characters, it was like, wait a minute, where did that come from? They changed characters? That's exciting.
I think the game is actually getting into like a healthier state.
Mm-hmm.
I do think like they have to kind of like, they really got to figure out how they're gonna find a way to make throw loops not as dominant.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I feel like they have to. I feel like they have to find like some compensation to make it feel justifiable for people to take it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as everything else, I think this game is going to like a really good spot.
Yeah, they
really
really do have to just be like, yo, something throw loops have to not be like this, because like it really is the most dominant strategy, and like what are you gonna do, man? I mean, we're all human. I feel like Street Fighter 6 is, it gets a lot of flack, but I do think, I used to always say this about 5 at the end. I was like, SF5 was really balanced, minus Luke at the end. But I do think SF6 is really balanced right now. Like, I don't think any character can not win. Like, except maybe Dawson. If Dawson won a tournament, if Dawson won a major, I would be very surprised. But like, if there was a tournament this weekend, I think CEO Otaku's happening this week, and Marissa miraculously won, I would just be like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, right. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Overall, I gotta say, man, Street Fighter 6 is getting into like a really good spot, and it's faster than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Before for Street Fighter 5, it took like 4 years, but now I feel like we're kind of getting to that state now that it's going to kind of standardize itself, and it's going to be in a good, healthy spot. And with that being said, man, thank you so much for coming to this chat. We appreciate you so much, man. Where can they find you, dude?
Follow me, iDom NYC on Twitter. Follow iDom FGC on YouTube. iDom_N-line on Twitch as well.
And let us know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Street Fighter 6? I know a lot of people have their opinions on it, but honestly, man, it's really, really good, and I've been really enjoying the game a lot, so I hope you guys been enjoying it as well. And I hope you guys enjoying the New Year's as well, man. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.